So I'm probably going to make like a playthrough of Self-Sacrifice. I'm gonna make a new game. For the name. For the mage character, I kind of like the idea of naming him Isaac after the Forge Master in Castlevania. So let's go with masculine. With prime, let's make it arson. For ancestry, let's go with sun. For Pharaoh, let's keep it cunning. Hair color being current is kind of okay. For the class, I was thinking Sage. I kind of like the magic in this game, so I'm gonna go with Sage. And let's venture forth. I'm condemned. For the crime of arson, just let this go with normal very. Okay, so I live now beneath a mage. Fascinating. So yeah, I decided to go with mage because I kind of like the way the magic works in this game. So we move with the left and right stick, interact with the B button, and now I have my gear. I decided to pick arson because fire bombs are pretty useful in the early game. Only problem with this class. Actually, let's try going with a different class. I almost always go mage. Let's try going ranger. Since he's a ranger, let's try going with the name. I kind of want to try going with Grell. Or I don't know. How about Robin, in reference to a Robin of Locksley? Let's go with wood. Hair, let's keep it as, cunning. Hair color, let's go with umber. Umber. For the eye color, let's go with emerald. Usury doesn't really make any sense. Forgery kind of makes sense for someone like Robin of Locksley. Wouldn't surprise me if he resorted to forgery to steal money from people. Let's venture forth. Actually, you know what, if I'm gonna go Dex, I might as well go with the High Blade. Let's do the same thing, let's name him Robin. High Blade kind of works, since you also have a, you also have a bow. Maybe this was one of the disguises that he went with. Doesn't really matter which one you start out with. All the classes are about the same. So let's venture forth as a ginger samurai. Okay, so you're condemned for committing the crime of forgery. Decide to skip the tutorial. You just run around. There's a demon that you fight. To make a long story short, the boss is basically impossible to kill. So let's talk to her. I've been here for 3 hexads in a day. I'm not sure what to make of Partner's Veil yet. Inquisitors arrive, but not the numbers that are needed. Inquisitors also disappear, and not in the numbers that give me peace. I am an herbalist and healer, and I am as skilled as they come in crafting earthen flasks from the valley herb. If you come across a shimmering bud in the valley, verdant voice Trista can aid you in improving the potency of your flasks. The name of the gods have fallen from our tongues, so it's no surprise to hear a trained mage hunter ask about Belial. Belial is the god of the healing wind. It is said that she draws flies from the sick into an urn filled with oil, where they become butterflies. Yes, spell-marked. You would have died if the words of the mage, or you would have died in those woods if not the mage-bane rite you undertook. This region is polluted with warped magics, but there's a benefit to it. For those who have successfully undergone the mage-bane rite, to stave off death and become spell-marked instead. Not living, not dead, but animated by the magical warp that infects this region. There is a way to atone for your spell mark and return to life, but it requires a rare item known as a guiltless shard. The corruption of mages and their minions have made crystallizing effects of whatever purity remains. These solidified masses are shards of pure innocence. Hunt and devour the mages and their minions if you wish to be atoned and become living again. Stay in good health, Inquisitor. So with the High Blade, I have access to a katana and a bow and arrow. I am Weaponsmith Zacchio, but you can call me Zack. Welcome to Subpartner's Veil, but before we get too far into it, you should speak with Captain Hera. She's down in the steps to the west. Truth be told, I kind of prefer how the mage functions. So I might as well go back to the mage. The long and short of it is, it doesn't really matter which class you start out with. All of them are basically the same. So let's venture forth with Isaac. I basically regain consciousness here in the Partner's Veil. I already answered these questions before, so I don't really have any. You can always talk to her later and ask those same questions. What I like about the mage, though, is that since you start out with a staff, you can use magic. And the staff also has a blade that you can fight with. So we need to talk with, Captain Hera. You are Isaac, I trust? I am Champion Hera. I'm technically in charge here at Partner's Veil, but I do my penance here just as you. You must embark at once to the Ashbourne village. But to do so, you must speak with Rune Reader Daedalus. Descend the stone steps to the west until you reach the cap, and then descend more steps until you reach the pond. So, these valley herbs are used to replenish your flasks. Basically, this game functions with like a hybrid Dark Souls and Bloodborne system when it comes to how your flask items work. Hey there, Inquisitor. Call me Stagehand Bren. I suppose Herbalist Shenna told you about your lucky escape, eh? Champion Hera told me that you should speak with Rune Reader Daedala at the Mirror Gate as soon as possible. You can find them at the pond near the cat. Descend some stairs east of him. There's also the cute little animal that brought us over here. And over here we have Guiltless Shards. Those basically function as the humanity of this game. I'm gonna take those off. I'm gonna save those for when I fight a boss. There are different ways to reach the Rune Reader. One of them is going the way that involves crossing over to the cat. Another one involves going this way through the mine. Hello, Inquisitor. My name is Trista. I am the Verdant's voice, one who speaks for the herbs, fungi, and minerals. You are welcome to use my apothecary tools to restock and improve your supplies. I can't upgrade anything at the moment, so I might as well ignore her. Or not ignore her, but ignore her stuff at the moment. So that box has a Valley Herb. And over here is a cool mechanic in this game. There are bags with gear in them. And with those bags, you can acquire gear in them, and they respawn whenever you exit and enter a level. So are you ready to use the Mirror Gate? Mirror Gate? Yes, you've only just arrived, and the magic in these dense woods are not well known, even among Inquisitors. Behind you is the Mirror Gate, a gateway between distant locales. I am called Rune Reader Daedala. I am Keeper of the Mirror Gate. The warp magic has already begun to poison these woods, rendering travel by nearby lands impossible. But the Mirror Gate can lead us right to those cruel and twisted mages that plague the realm. The Mirror Gate's activated by the arcane words called runestones. As a marked Inquisitor, you will always be seeking out new runestones. I'll share the word of the runestones with you. Travel to the Ashbourne village. So we just use these runes to access the village. Selecting the runes manually doesn't do anything. You have to select the area. And here's the Ashbourne village, the first real dungeon of the game. There's no need to rest and resupply because I just started. So here's another pack where you can get some stuff, including a haze spiral and a whist leaf. These troll enemies usually drop Valley Herbs, but they sometimes drop their weapons. Also note that I have ammo, and the reason why is because I can use a channeling rod to basically launch a magical missile in the enemy's face. It uses ammunition instead of focus, so that's fascinating. Anyway, there's a trap there. Ignore it. Hitting that tripwire will cause a boulder to fall on top of you, and it'll do a ton of damage. One cool thing about this game is that you can wall jump right off the bat. You don't need like a special rune or anything to wall jump. Another Guiltless Shard. Here's an area that I can't access. So it looks like the only way forward is down. The good thing is if you hit it in the opposite direction of where or rather I should say, if you move towards the trap, it'll definitely hit you unless you roll out of the way. But if you move away from the trap, you're more likely to avoid it. More bloodberries and more herbs, that'll come in handy. First boss of this area is basically a tutorial boss. That's very easy to show you the ropes. The boss in the starting area is so immensely powerful that it's basically impossible for you to beat him under normal circumstances. To the point where, if you are skilled enough to beat him, it's not like Salt and Sanctuary where beating that boss nets you a bunch of spicy rewards and upgrade materials. Instead, the boss just shits out an explosion and kills you right after you kill it. And you gain nothing. So clearly the devs did not intend for anyone to beat this boss. And I like using the mage because you have access to a lot of ranged attacks right off the bat. Here's one that you can do with the channeling, with the rod you have equipped. You basically shoot out smaller magic missiles. Ooh, and I died. You die, it's not the end of the world, you just start back at whatever save point you ended up at. The good thing is, when it comes to starting classes, there's really no... Well, I might as well show this with the other guy. Let's just exit the game for right now and head over to a different character. Like the High Blade. Continue. Let's go over to Robin the High Blade. Might as well get rid of this guy. So here's Robin the High Blade. Just want to show this. There's really nothing preventing you from choosing any kind of build for your character. Even though I'm a High Blade and I'm initially skilled in using katanas and archery, I can easily switch to a magic build with some degree of ease. You just go over to this angel statue, you can go over to the Tree of Skill, and here you can see just about all the classes that you start out with start at some point near this initial area. So say, even though I'm a marksman starting out, what if I want to use a stave? I could easily do so. It involves a tiny bit of investment, but it can be done. So high blades are melee weapons, improves dexterity scaling. When the first of the profaners attacked, we took up arms. First Inquisition. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show. All the jobs basically start out relatively even as far as the stat scaling is concerned. You basically start in the middle of the skill tree. Why am I back here in the partner's rail? Well, whatever. We can ask her about herself, but I'll do that after I come back. The good thing is, when you return to the Partner's Veil, you can easily just restock your stuff. And the good thing about all the starting classes' gear is they all basically start at tier 0. So any character can use the initial starting gear. So I'm going to stick with the mage, just because I like the versatility of its moveset. Okay, silver and a wisp leaf. What's cool about the mages is that since their weapon isn't just a stave, but it's a stave and a dagger, so that means that you're even capable of using melee attacks as a mage, and I very much appreciate that. The melee attacks you have as a mage aren't much compared to the melee attacks that you could have access to being a samurai or a knight, but you know, they're there. Oops. And that just shows what happens if you get hit by that trap. I think all the items here have been accounted for, but let me just check to see anyway. All the respawning items are here. And all the bags have been looted already, so I don't have to worry. So that Guiltless Shard functions the same as a humanity. You just pop it, and it gives you the amount of health that's obstructed in gray on my health bar. If I were to use the Guiltless Shard, it would act as a humanity and allow me to regain that health. So that's good. Let's go over here and let's keep on killing these trolls. The good thing is, even as a mage you can guard with your staff, it's not going to be as useful as guarding with the, not going to be as useful as guarding with a shield, but it works. golf back here, so let's see if I can reclaim it. Tragically, firearms are not a thing in this game, but crossbows and bows are pretty fast, so you can rapid fire with those weapons pretty easily. Not gonna lie, I'm mixed about this. On one hand, my gun build in the original Salt and Sanctuary was disgustingly powerful, but on the other, I can understand why the devs got rid of it. Firearm damage was just too good in Salt and Sanctuary. You did blunt and slash damage, and you did just like a huge amount of it on top. It was borderline broken if you had a powerful enough character that was skilled enough in those abilities. So over here we have the bronze snuffler and the candle. I think that's used for multiplayer. That means unequip it. I wanted to get the info on it. Elegant bronze snuffler resembles candle used in liturgical ceremonies. Yeah, it's a multiplayer item. Don't really need multiplayer items, so I'll just leave that where it was. Let's rest and resupply here. At these little obelisks, you can return to the camp at any time. But regardless, over here we have our first boss. Euryx of the Necklace of Ears. One thing that I like is just that every character has an option when it comes to ranged combat. Meaning that you don't have to pick a marksman or a mage explicitly if you want to use ranged attacks. Like as you saw there, the samurai had archery equipment just like the hunter. The mage has his magic. And even classes that you wouldn't consider classes that utilize ranged combat, like the like warriors and assassins also use ranged combat. The warrior type classes like the paladin and the knight use throwing axes, and the rogue type jobs like the assassin use throwing daggers. So every job has a ranged option when it comes to combat. This one just now, I was gonna say dodge out of the way, but this is all like new enough to do. Okay, down goes Euryx of the Necklace of Ears. Don't really get anything too crazy from him, you just got some mid-range upgrade materials. We use this as a golden opportunity to head back to the Partner's Vale and level up a bit. First thing you want to do though is go into this cave. On this dead Inquisitor, you get a grappling hook. To use a grappling hook, press the right trigger when near one of those branches that has a mark on it. And you can basically catapult yourself up on top of platforms. It's a very good way of accelerating movement. And it's used to reach the next area. We have some poison bombs here, which are pretty useful. For now, I'm going to rest and resupply. And I'm going to try doing a mage hunt before I leave and level up. Here are the Crater Stone Mines. Here, there's a Page of Curses. I think that's used to buff your weapon with dark damage. If I had to take a guess anyway. Oh, that's cool. There's an alternate path up here. As for what's up here, it's nothing that can really be utilized immediately. There's like this geyser of wind coming upwards. If only I were the Tarnished from Elden Ring and had torrents, then I would be able to jump up there. So let's see, over here is the Grey Moss Mire. And this just acts as a shortcut. Its status as a shortcut will become even more obvious soon enough. Going to explore some more of the town, and there we go. Check something for him. Okay, good. Is capturing the audio? Is it capturing the game? Yes. Marvelous. Let's go back here. Let's just take care of these leaders. The initial wisps I do with my weapon aren't very powerful. Let's heal. And I died. Well, I'm gonna try to get my salt back. Not really gonna be, that's not really much of a shortcut for right now, but whatever. Wisp leaves for cover, I think. There's something, I'm not exactly sure what they do. I think they're used to upgrade your, healing items. Iron ore and a valley herb. Common drops, but they get the job done. More iron ore. Here we go. More iron ore, even more iron ore in here. That's good. Even more ore. And anyway, over here is Cashborn Village. Before I rest up, let's just go over here. Let's take out these losers. I want to rest and resupply because those bastards will be back. First thing you want to do is go up in here, go into here, and examine this charred corpse to initiate a mage hunt. So now you have to devour the pyromancer Arzon Tin. Let's begin the hunt. And that's just a shortcut back to the initial area, and it's pretty good if you want to return to the first area without, you know, worrying all that much about losing your shit. So listen, if you make your way up to the cliffs behind us, there's a tree at the very top, a talking tree. It told me that I want to speak with someone who had devoured the heart of a mage. Have you done that? Devoured the heart of a mage? Well, perhaps it's time that you begin your journey then. Gatehouse below, there's a burnt corpse with a strange magical warp next to it. If you investigate the corpse, perhaps it could lead you to the pyromancer. And the cool thing is, the mages like drop materials that are associated with their magic type here. Also, starting the hunt for the mage. Basically re-spawn enemies here. Ah, damn it, I'm obliterated. Oh well, not the end of the world, I just have to go back over there. I want to continue the hunt, and the good thing is that item that demon dropped should still be here. No, it's not. I am not dying to this bastard. Did I abandon? No, I didn't abandon the hunt because I got the item there. Okay, looks like he's down here. The mage's influence will result in these stronger enemies showing up. You'll usually get basic healing items from them. And the other enemies here will be hostile towards the enemies summoned by the mage, so you can use that friendly fire to your advantage. Now this is the thing that I want to try hunting. The spider here, if I can kill it. He dropped Soda Nail, not what I'm looking for. Okay, Ash Cake Along is closer to what I'm looking for. Gel Sack is what I'm looking for. Fireman's here left. Got some more gel sacks. Hopefully I can get another one of those spider monsters to spawn. The good thing is, while Mage Hunt is going on, you can still rest and resupply. I would recommend doing that before you initiate a boss fight, because this mage does not take any shit from anyone. Nice, the spider. You know, the mage is a pyromancer. Let's pick all this shit up. Some Guiltless Shard and some Ash Cooked Lungs. And now we have to fight Azarn-ten ourselves. Azarn-ten, Ceaseless Fury. So the good thing is, the other enemies here are going to join in the fight and actually help us in fighting him. Using that flame magic to manifest a dagger. He's susceptible to poison and weak to water. I need to heal. Don't worry if some other than Azarn-ten's attacks hit you, just try your best to avoid dying. Now I have to get up to him and rip out his heart and eat it. I'm gonna lower the volume a bit. Okay, got a nice amount of stuff. You miserable fool! I need flame. I need the fury. Why did you stifle my rage? Why? I avenged those you killed. The rage of fire cleanses, and yet you avenge the dead leaves. Champion of the very ash heap that is the Ozenle Valley. I needed fire. I needed to feel the flame, the smell of burning flesh. The cold is overwhelming. Okay, well, he's dead. Now I have a good amount of shit. I'm going to go return to the village. That bag is back for some reason. Has some silver in it. So let's return to camp. I'm going to level up and I'm going to see if I can make a new weapon for myself. Not going to make any guarantees, but I'm pretty sure I have the requisite materials to make it. And if I don't, well, then that's not the end of the world. Oh, I don't. Wait, I do. I just don't have the right stats. Come to Papa. Nice. I can also make a ring, but I don't have enough gel stats for those. That's fine. Well, anyway, to increase my stats, all I really need to do is just go over to that statue, level up a bit. Another guiltless shard. That's good. Let's speak with Hera. If you haven't yet, I recommend taking relics that you find on the corpse of weaponsmith Zakiel. If you're to survive in these lands, you need to learn how to make the very essence that mages use. Though Carnifex, even the foulest mage can become a tool of the righteous. So her crime, sad one indeed, was stationed at Yerdun during the Great Strife. Her and other champions were tasked with protecting some farmers. I carelessly mismanaged a patrol under my watch, leaving the western approach unguarded. Bandits seized on the error, we fought them off, but among those who lost their lives were our fellow knight, Captain Jayek. Had only peasants lost their lives, there would have been no quarrel, but Champion Jayek's death meant that I had a price to pay. I chose the life of the Mark Inquisitor because a life of battle is still a fine way to live. Sunwood Knight is looking for recruits in Ashbourne Valley. You should be able to find them in the Grey Moss Mire. The Smuggler's Tunnel below the district should lead there. Okay. And I'm going to use this as a perfect opportunity to make myself a fire elemental. Well, not make it, but utilize the fire elemental rod I have. So there we go. Every level up increases your health slightly, so that's good. I got 5 levels, so that means I got 5 black star stones and 1 gray star stone. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my arcane, increase this. Let's see, I still have a few more levels. Now what am I getting class 1 light armor? Oh wait, that's class 1 heavy armor. Do I already have light armor? Where is the light armor? Lock. Okay, where's the light? Either way, I need to get this anyway. I could go for the resolve. Screw it, I'll try going for the resolve. I wouldn't mind trying out some of the miracles. Ah, that's how I use light armor, so... okay, let's go here and increase our luck, and I'll be sure to get some light armor at some point. And now, on a brighter note, I can equip the Ashbone Stave. On my offhand, I might as well equip the normal stave. This stave is pretty fast, it has fire magic. I need to learn how to use other glyphs before I can even consider using the fire magic on here. The weapons that you have here are pretty good. You can get throwing daggers. They deal fire attack. All of these weapons deal fire attack, so that's good. This breastplate is light armor, so I may consider getting it if I get my stats high enough to use it. Increase fire attack, the attack stacks with other equipment. Oh, anyway, come next time I'll probably explore more of the village. One cool thing I can do now is I can use different glyphs. So this one has 2 glyphs. I can use this to launch homing projectiles of flame. And as you can see here, the fire does pretty good damage, and on top of it, it also applies a small damage over time. So that is going to come in a lot of handy. I may consider using high blades on this character, the katana type weapon. The reason why is because high blades... Where is it? This one scales with dexterity and arcana, where this one only scales with arcana, but that's fine. So, it would be in my interest to add a little bit of arcane damage. So now I can make antidotes. I don't have the items needed to enhance my ammunition, decoction, or flask, but that's fine. I'm just gonna duck out to the samurai for a moment, just to see what his gear is.